What is going wrong with the Boston Celtics? A team that has a great young core surrounded by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown should be a team that should be in title contention, especially when you factor in the fact that they are having an all-star level caliber seasons between both of them. They are below 500 and they're really struggling in the Eastern Conference so far. And the fact that we're so close to the all-star break is kind of troubling because we're kind of halfway through the season at this point, and they're really starting to make me doubt if they really can be the team that we all think they can be, which is a title contending team. However, they seem to be going in the opposite direction. So I really want to dive into why this is happening and what are the factors that are going into such a bizarre season for the Boston Celtics. Before we get into that, yo, what is up guys? It is your boy and I'm back here giving y'all another banger. And since I'm giving y'all another banger, if y'all could go ahead and drop a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated. And please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. But I want to talk about the Boston Celtics because for me, I thought that this team really would take a leap this year. I thought Jaylen Brown would really start to hit his ceiling, which he has. He has really taken a real jump and he is a real all-star this season. And Jason Tatum has also proven that he is a star in this league as well. And when you have other pieces around those, you would really think that with two-way wings like they do with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, that they would be in title contention. Yet that's not the case. This team is really struggling and they don't seem to find a way to win games right now as they are below 500. Now, with all the bad that's going on with the Boston Celtics, I really do believe that there are factors that go into this, why they're so bad, and what's going to happen with the Boston Celtics moving forward. One of the factors that I do believe that has been affecting the Boston Celtics is due to the fact that they've been hit with COVID, especially Jason Tatum. And as Jason Tatum is one of their best players, if not the best player, having him out because of COVID is something that you're really going to lose. And even when he's come back, Jason Tatum has talked about how having COVID has really messed up his health, how he doesn't even feel all the way healthy at times. Sometimes he feels like he's out of breath and he can't even, really run. And I'm not in Jason Tatum's body, so I'm not going to question the validity of this. I'm going to believe him when he says it. So if the man says that he's not all the way healthy, I'm going to believe him. Another thing that really is contributing to the fact that the Celtics are losing so many games is the fact that Kemba Walker hasn't really made the jump that people thought he would be. And I can't even deny that the fact that I was probably one of the people who, when I thought that the Boston Celtics would get Kemba Walker, would be absolutely great. And they were for a little bit. When Kyrie left and you fill it in with Kemba Walker, I actually thought that was probably the best replacement you could get for Kyrie at that point. And replacing him with Kyrie was going to be something that I thought would be a positive because a lot of the noise around Kyrie was that he had a negative impact on the team. And if you really do go by it, the year before they made the Eastern Conference Finals with Kyrie, they don't even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then the year after, they do make the Eastern Conference Finals. So you can be the judge of if Kyrie did have his impact on this team in a negative fashion. You guys can go ahead and comment down below what you think about that. But nonetheless, with Kyrie gone and replacing him with Kemba Walker, I thought that he really would come in and he would probably fill in the shoes as best as he could and probably as good as anyone probably could. And what we got instead is that Kemba Walker really isn't all that great right now. Now, I do believe that he is kind of hobbled right now. I do believe that he has a knee injury, which is contributing to his play. So I'm not going to harp on Kemba Walker, and neither should anyone else, because if somebody's going through injury and they're really trying to fight their way just to be on the court, I believe that people should be respectful and just allow these players to do the best they can. However, I do believe that if Kemba Walker is not all the way healthy, that he should just sit because he is not having the greatest impact on this team right now. Kemba Walker is not playing the way that he should be, nor is he playing up to really expectations at this point. I'm pretty sure his points per game are down, his 3-point percentage is down, his field goal percentage is a little down from his career value. So he's really not playing as good as he can be. And I do believe that that is hurting the Boston Celtics at this point, because if Kemba Walker isn't giving you offense, he's really not giving you much else. Like, there's just not much else he can really do besides give you offense because he's not a defensive player whatsoever. And my final thing that I think that is wrong with the Boston Celtics is kind of like a two-parter, but it's really just the team in general, which is going to fall on Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge really did not construct a real good roster. They're really not deep at all. Like, when you think about their starting five, they do have a good team and they do have pieces that can come in and fill in. And Marcus Smart is out because of injury, because he did get injured in the Lakers versus Celtics game, which is something that contributes to this as well. But even with Marcus Smart here, it doesn't even seem like this team is all that great. I feel like Danny Ainge is to be held responsible for the makeup of this team, and he really should, go out, try to get a better center. I do believe that they have a backup center named Robert Williams, who is good, but he's still just a backup, at least for now. So if they could go out and get another center, I think that's probably the most important thing. And maybe a backup playmaker would also be good, just to give the Celtics team a switch up, because this roster right now is just not it. They absolutely need to make a roster change, and something does need to be dealt with by the trade deadline, because they cannot go on like this for much longer, because this team is just not the way that you think it is. And then, like I said, Brad Stevens, I think that, I don't know if the players really respect him. I'm not going to really touch up on that because I don't want to, insult Brad Stevens in any manner. And I don't really know the Boston's culture all that well, so I'm not going to comment on it. But he does need to get a better hold of this team. I definitely believe that he could give out better rotations. I know the makeup of this team is kind of awkward, especially with Marcus Smart out, because he is an integral part of the team. But you do need to find a rotation that's going to work in the meanwhile. You just have to hope that Marcus Smart gets better and that he can come back and, find his way back in this team. But they do need to figure out a rotation that's going to work, because when Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum sit, this team is kind of not the best, and it's not really pretty to watch. I do believe that they do have some good pieces around it, and I definitely believe that if Brad Stevens were to tamper with the roster a little bit better, he could probably find out a roster that would work when their superstars are resting, at least for the meanwhile, until Marcus Smart comes back, which is going to help with their depth. But I do believe that in general, they do need to get more pieces for this team, and I think Danny Ainge realizes that. And I do believe that major changes are coming for the Boston Celtics way, because if anything, this season has just been a complete and utter disaster, if we're being honest, when it comes to the Boston Celtics. To be below 500 when you're reaching the All-Star weekend break is just not really excusable. So you have to find something to do that's going to allow this team to really come together, and you do have to make pieces come together and better coaching, and players need to start hitting their shots as well. So I think that when it comes to the Boston Celtics, it really starts with the top and it works its way all the way to the bottom. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. If you listened this far, please drop a like on this video. It'd be much appreciated, and please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. Please check out my other videos, because if you enjoy basketball content, you would love this channel. And without further ado, guys, I am out. Peace.